What would I say to anyone who's thinking about doing this? I know it's cliche. I'm sure everyone would say, just do it, just go for it. But I think the key is to tap into how and why this is important to you. Why is this important to you? If you want to change your life, if there's something you're not happy with, if you're in a career that's unfulfilling and draining all your time and so on and so forth, if you want to change it, you've got to take action. You've got to do something, because Einstein said definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result, right? So many people, I feel, go through life and they just go to work every day and they do the same routine and they don't like what they're doing, but they didn't do anything to change it. And the key is just to wake up and decide, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to do something different to try and change it. I don't know whether this is the path for everyone, right? Because as I say, it's hard work, it takes commitment, dedication. But ultimately, if someone's on the fence and there's something they're not happy with, just take action in a different direction. Just change the path that you're going down. And I think this path, making the decision to make that change and start something like this, is often the pebble that starts the avalanche. Might not end up going all the way down this route, or join an SFM and doing the travelling thing like I've been doing, but it might be enough to open your mind to other possibilities, which then allows you to create what you want to create with your life. That's the key. So someone who's thinking of starting, stop thinking of starting, just start. Just do something. Just take action in a new direction and try and create a different outcome in your life. That would be my advice.
The catches and downsides to having an online business is it does take work. It does take learning new skills and learning new mindsets.
Time.
And yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
It's,
and investment as well, investment in yourself, investment in your business as well. I think a lot of people may come in maybe with a flawed perception, with a lot of online opportunities out there. People think they can click a few buttons and make loads of money, but this is a real business. It takes time, it takes money. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a catch, it's just part of it,
yeah.
But
the
people to be aware of it, yeah.
What would I say to anybody that's thinking about doing this? I think people struggle mainly with the time issue, that they just don't have time to do this. And setting up an online business doesn't happen overnight. You need to learn new skills and you need to put in the hours and do the work. And personally for me, I work 50, 60, 70-hour work weeks, and that time thing was an issue for me. How am I going to do this? But what I've personally found is when you're creating something for yourself and you're learning new skills and you're growing, it doesn't feel like the same sort of weight. The work doesn't. So rather than spending a couple of hours a night watching TV, I actually truly enjoy rolling up my sleeves and doing the work. So if you think, I can't spend a couple of hours a night doing the work because you're hearing the word work, it is work, but the creative side of it, the growth side of it, you just basically need to do it because it's for you.
The downsides of doing this are, it takes a lot of time and effort, certainly in the early stages when you're setting everything up, and it's like anything, when you're learning something new, it's difficult, and you have to go through the stages of struggle, and you have to struggle with things before you kind of come out the other side, and then you realise that actually, why was I ever struggling with that? But there are certain things that you will find easy that other people will find difficult, and vice versa. You'll find something difficult that they'll find easy. And again, that's the power of the community, it's just helping each other.
Every time I talk to people about the SFM, I'm told that my face completely lights up and I have to wind my neck in a little bit because I just get so passionate that I could just pick people up and shake them and make them do it too. I really, really just think it's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I want to share it with so many people. But what I would say is, if you are starting on this journey, that it's really important to be open-minded and just go with the flow, because things might not seem like they fit at the beginning, but they will soon start to make sense very soon, and it is just the best journey to be on. I absolutely love it.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily there are downsides or catches. I just think you need to, this is a business, it's realistic, it's like you need to be realistic, you do need to invest in yourself and you do need to invest in your business. So it's not just like, oh, walk into this and just nothing happens. You have to be really determined and work really hard. And I wouldn't say it's a catch or a downside, it's just that you need to be very, very determined and you have to work hard. But that's great because it's not like it's work, it's just really, really enjoyable. Everyone's so passionate, it just means you have to put hours in, that's it. It's not work, it just, you have to work, you know, like, but when the word work, it feels like a negative word, work, but it's not work, it's just, you just got to do the stuff and you'll get there. So it's not really a catch, it's just, you've got to be realistic about, you need to be driven, you need to be up for it. But if you weren't, when you see what opportunities there are and what there is, you will be, you'll chase it. Yeah.
Anyone who is thinking about doing this, I'd say stop thinking and start doing, because if you feel that there's a sensation going on by watching this video or by watching any other video that's available for free on YouTube or any other social media channel, it means that it triggers something within you that is ready to be acted upon, and you should really go for it. Because like I said before, I didn't know anything about social media marketing. I just knew I wanted a change in my life, and I just had this feeling that this would be possibly the answer. And it's not an answer to everything directly, because you will see this progress going on in your personal growth and your professional growth, but that first moment of excitement is just so important to not neglect. You should take it serious, and then, you know, research and study a little bit how you can make it work. But definitely, if you're thinking about doing this, do not put it aside as if it's nothing.
What's the catch? The catch, if there is a catch, I don't think there is a catch. I mean, like I said, it takes hard work, it takes commitment, it takes dedication. You've got to put in the hours, you've got to, you know, you're building a business, it's going to take investment if you're serious about getting this off the ground. But then I think if you're coming into this with the right mindset, that's expected. You know, sometimes we'll speak to people who sort of get involved in the field. You know, they come into online marketing and they feel that they're going to get results overnight. You know, what buttons do I click to make the money? And it doesn't work like that. You know, it's like the gym. You can't show up to the gym and go, oh, well, if I just lift a few weights for 2 months, am I going to get the six-pack abs and the ripped body? So, well, no, of course not. Like, that's not how life works. You've got to dedicate yourself to master what you want to do. And I think as long as you've got that expectation right in the first place, that you're coming into this to learn a new skill and create something different in your life, then there's no catch. You know, it's like anything else. It takes that hard work, it takes that consistency every single day to work on it until you master it. Same with anything. So, you know, just come into it with the right mindset. There's no catch, just expect that you're going to be putting in the work to get that result.
So anyone who's thinking about doing this, just do it. It will completely change your life for every positive reason you could ever think of.
I wouldn't exactly say that there's a catch, but we're not talking about a get-rich-quick scheme here. This is building a long-term sustainable business, which takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time too. So I would say that starting out for me with a job on the side and 3 kids to look after, yeah, it was a bit tough, but I was driven and I was passionate enough to make it work, and time management skills really came into that. So that's what I would say is the catch. It's the fact that you have to actually do some work.
So if anyone's thinking about doing this, the first thing I would say is absolutely 100%. You need to just get yourself involved, get a grip of yourself and just go for it, because it is just awesome and there's so much opportunity here. It's not to be missed. It's like literally, I knew nothing. I was thinking, what am I going to do to really scale and do the things I want in my life? And since I've done this, it's just opened up such a new world to me. And I would highly recommend just not being skeptical, not doubting yourself, just take the first step, because you need the first step to move forward. Just go for it, definitely.
What are the downsides of setting up an online business and getting the right education? I think for me, it's a bit like taking that genie out of the bottle. I think once you know there is a way that you can do in the work, getting the right education and stepping up and doing it, I think the downside is, I think once you've crossed that threshold and you know it's possible, that you can't actually put that genie back in the bottle. So once you've stepped up and done that, the only thing between it working and not working is you doing the work, and you've got to step up, get outside of your comfort zone and just do it. And I think a lot of people, that's the fear factor about putting that sort of pressure on themselves. but it is absolutely the most transformational thing you will ever do.
For anyone who's thinking about doing this, I would say it's natural to be a little bit sceptical. I was sceptical when I first got in, and I didn't really know how it all worked. Like I said before, I had never really heard of online marketing, hadn't really heard about how people can use the internet to, you know, create these lifestyles. So there is an element of skepticism there. But what I would say is just trust the process, listen to the information you're being told, go through the steps and just find out as much as you can, and then make the choice. Is it for you? Because it's not for everybody. So make the choice, is this for you? And if it is, then just go at it all out.
The catch with doing this is it's not easy. And I don't mean the actual work and understanding of how to do online marketing and run an online business. I mean, it's not easy to believe that these things are possible at the beginning, yet I'm living every day surrounded by people who are doing this. So that's a really difficult transition from you think it might be possible and don't believe it to you're seeing it every single day, and I'm now living in a house for 5 days with people who are doing it.
So far this journey has been so positive for me that I'm struggling to think of any downsides, but it is maybe kind of hard on some people to be aware of all the changes in their lives and to accept that the old lives that they lived no longer serve them, and that there's maybe people in their old lives and situations and habits that they need to let go of, and that might be difficult for some people. But then on the upside, so to say, it's the new people and the new situations, the new skills that you're learning that are replacing the olds, and you'll find out that those things are important for your life path and your journey, and you won't miss the old as much as you would like to gain some more new habits and new people into your life and new travels and new situations.
To anybody who's thinking about doing this, I suppose, just like probably a few questions you'd need to seriously ask yourself. What do you want from your life, and what you're currently doing, are you going to get that from what you're currently doing? Because if you're not, then you're the only one that can really change it. So if you are looking for a change, then this is definitely something that can transform your life.
Yeah, just same as that there. And I'd say, like, if you're at that stage now and somebody's thinking about making that change or doing something like that, to write down where you're at this moment. So then if you start into the journey, you can look back and see why you started, and it keeps you driving forward to realise what you're actually looking for and notice how far you've came.